Hello from Seoul, thanks a lot for tuning in again. Today's video is gonna be about the rainy season in Korea. We have a very intense monsoon season and it's called Jangma in Korean, and it's currently going on. I guess at this time this video goes online it probably will be over, hopefully. If you dissect the word, the first part, Jang, according to the internet, is of Chinese origin and it means widespread or lengthy, and the other part, Ma, is Korean and means rainy season or monsoon. So Jangma, lengthy monsoon season. The rainy season here usually takes place between late June and sometimes drags its way into August, like this year. And half of the entire annual rainfall happens during that season. Sometimes during that time we just experience a few showers, but this year it's really intense and we have downpours of apocalyptic proportions to the point where bridges were flooded or completely closed in Seoul. The average length of the monsoon season is about 30 days, but this year we actually broke a record. It was 54 days long, which is the longest rainy season since data has been recorded. And according to experts, it's due to global warming. During rainy season it can also get super humid, and I'm talking about the humidiest you can imagine, over 90%, and it's not always that humid. It's definitely about 70% humidity and usually in the 80s, 90s. It's so humid that you don't know whether you're sweating or if it's the humidity. Well, it's probably both. And I don't know the exact science behind it, but when it's humid then the temperature also feels hotter than it actually is. So for example, when it's only 30 degrees then it feels like 37 or 38, but honestly it feels more like 48. Maybe I'm dramatizing a little bit, but the humidity really makes it feel super hot and awful and dreadful, and I hate it. The funny thing is that during my first summer I didn't even notice that there was a rainy season because it was raining from time to time, but it wasn't as intense as this year, and it was still raining less than on a regular basis in Germany. Did I mention that it gets super humid? Terribly humid! I know, that all sounds very unpleasant, and it is, but there are multiple ways and multiple things that you can do to manage and survive the season. So let's get into some rainy season tips. A good outfit formula for the rainy season are short sleeves and shorts, or short skirts, or something very flowy and breathable, and good materials are cotton or linen, something very thin and breathable, and something that also dries quickly. I would recommend you to avoid longer bottoms and also white bottoms in general because there will be splashing. The probability that you will get soaked at some point is very high, and light materials get see-through when they get wet, so you know what I'm getting at. I often see Koreans wearing long pants. I don't know how they manage that because I would just get cooked alive, but I guess it's possible if you just commute and stay at a nice air-conditioned place all the time. And that's actually another thing to keep in mind, because it might be super hot and humid outside, but then as soon as you step inside somewhere, the AC is blasting and it will be probably pretty cold, and I always get goosebumps as soon as I get in somewhere, but I'm also quite a mimosa. Do you say like that in English? You know, mimosa, that yellow flower that is very overly sensitive. Anyway, let's talk about shoes. When it comes to shoes, you can pick between somewhat too hot but still somewhat dry, or wet, or you know, maybe probably more like getting wet or getting wet a little bit later while still being hot, of course. Sometimes you see people wearing rain boots, but honestly I just think rain boots are at the very end of the fashion food chain, and I'm saying that as a German who are known for their bad fashion sense, so yeah. But there are still fashionable rain boots. For example, a friend of mine, she has rain boots and she looks really cute in them, but I think it's just her. She looks good in anything anyway, but not for me. And come to think of it, I never saw anyone wearing a raincoat in the city. At touristy places, you sometimes see people wearing that $1 rain ponchos. They are especially popular among ajumas, ajumade. I think a good shoe option are platform sandals because there are many puddles around the city and the platform will protect you a little bit. But don't go for anything with velour leather or espadrilles. Basically try to avoid anything that would absorb water too much. I think the worst shoes possible are white canvas sneakers. A somewhat good alternative are leather boots like Doc Martens, but also they have their limits. I thought they would be a good choice, but when it rains really hard then you will get wet socks anyway. I mean, just embrace wet feet, and if you don't have a big problem with that then you will have so much less stress. I wish I could just listen to my own advice. So first things first, you need an umbrella. And you can get really cheap see-through umbrellas at every convenience shop. They are everywhere basically. So I don't know what it is about see-through umbrellas, but I really like them. It's so nice to go around with them and you can look up and you can also just look through them and try to avoid bumping into other people. But you know, there are always these jerks on the street with this 2-meter umbrellas and they just occupy the entire street and you can't go right, you can't go left, and okay, sorry, no rents, chill. I don't recommend using those umbrellas though when it gets really windy because then they just fold over and they break and then you will need another one. And if it's so windy then you get wet from the side anyway, so the umbrella doesn't really help. Anyway. But you know, even if it's raining, there are still so many nice and fun indoor activities that you can do here. There is an indoor amusement park called Lotte World, or you can go to Noordebang. And Seoul also has countless malls. If you still want to experience some nature, you can go to a botanical garden, or you can go to one of the 2 aquariums that we have in the city. And honestly, during summer you will probably prefer to stay indoors anyway, because it's just too hot and too humid, and when it doesn't rain then it's too sunny. Did I mention that it's humid? You can also go to an activity cafe. There are those cafes where you can do your own phone cases or play board games, or watercolor cafes. Or you can just go to a regular cafe and watch other people. Or for a non-creepy version, go to a cafe and read a book or something. But why reading if you can be creepy instead? Seoul has the best cafes. The cafes here ruined coffee for me forever because there are so many options and the coffee is so good. I love coffee. Seoul also has a really big variety of museums. I'm sure there will be some exhibition that you're interested in. And even if it rains, it doesn't rain forever, so you can just go somewhere, sit it out, and when it stops you can just continue with your planned day activity. You can also move your activities to the night. There are these nighttime markets, Bamdokebi. Probably due to Corona, not this year. I hope next summer that's an option too. And there are also many rooftop bars where you can hang out at night. And I think that going around in the rain, not apocalyptic downpour, but just some fizzling rain, can also be quite romantic. Recently we went to Changdeokgung, one of the palaces here in Seoul, and even though it was raining, it was my favorite palace experience that I had so far in Korea, because we had the place all to ourselves. There were like just a few more people and it was very quiet. The experience that we had, the feeling of the place was just so different and it was really wonderful. During the hottest day here, during summer, Koreans really like to eat samgyetang, which is a chicken soup with ginseng, and it's supposed to give you a lot of energy to battle the crazy heat and humidity. Did I mention that it's humid? Okay, this is getting old. It tastes good, but what I prefer is naengmyeon, which are cold noodles, and you can have that with some icy broth. Or if that's not your thing, you can also try bingsu, a really delicious Korean shaved ice dessert. I made a video about just Korean summer foods if you want to know more about it. This year my favorite snack is chamui, real cucumber. It's this little yellow melon and they taste really good and refreshing. Highly recommend. They are in season and you can get them everywhere right now. And this is not a Jangma specific thing, but when it's raining, Koreans really like to eat jeon, which is a pancake, and have it with some makgeolli, which is a raw rice wine, and it tastes really good. But makgeolli is also known for its epic hangover giving abilities. Yeah. Recently I had like really 1/3 of a glass with my friends and I had such a headache the next day. So did you hear about summer fatigue? you know, like getting dizzy, tired and sleepy on a hot and humid summer day and you don't exactly know why? Just thinking about it makes me tired. Well, there is a scientific explanation for that. So in a nutshell, your body basically works extra hard to keep your body cool, and that extra work consumes extra energy, and that's what makes you tired. So what your body does, hang on, I have to read it because I can't memorize that. It's called vasodilation, and that basically means that your body is dilating your blood vessels, and that's also why people get red when they're hot. That's common, right? Another thing that your body does is sweating, duh. And your metabolical rate increases to, you know, keep all the body functions going. And sweating also dehydrates you, and dehydration makes you tired. So what your body is doing all the time is trying to maintain the body temperature, and it also has to adjust to all the different temperatures because outside it's hot and humid. Oh my god, I sound like a broken record at this point. And inside it's very cold, so your body has to adjust all the time, and that also uses up energy and makes you tired. I was thinking that I'm sick, but then after looking into it I realized that I have summer fatigue. And that it is a thing. It's all science. Summer fatigue is a thing, guys. Watch out. I have summer fatigue. Also, I'm a very white person. I'm not made for this tropical environment. Don't even get me started on my sun allergy. Even though it rains a lot during the monsoon season, the sun will still come out eventually, so don't forget your sunscreen. What's also really convenient is a mini fan. That's like one of the essentials that basically everyone is carrying around here. I also have one, and you know, you can just put it in front of your face and hope for the best. The humidity also really affects your hair. I mean, my hair just gets like super curly, even though normally it's just straight. I mean, today I just air dried it. I just gave up on my hair for now because there's nothing I can do. I also always get this curl here and it looks so stupid, so God always calls me Clark Kent when I have that. Also, don't cut your bangs during summer. Obviously, not a good idea. Anyway, let's not talk about my hair. During summer we also have a lot of mosquitoes that are just waiting to bite you all over your body. So I recommend you to use a mosquito repellent, and if it's already too late and the damage has been gone, then there are these really cute mosquito bite stickers, and Single recently had one that looked like a watermelon. It was so cute. Also, ACs usually have this dehumidifying option. Stay aircon adjacent wherever you can. By the way, it's getting so super hot here right now. The AC is turned off because otherwise it's just so noisy and all you will hear will be so let's finish this. And also very, very important when you're at an Airbnb or guest house, hotel, whatever, never leave the window open when you leave. I once did that by accident and half of the bed got wet, and yeah, it was just so stupid. If you want to know more about summer in Korea, then I also made another video about it last year. I made a lot of summer videos. Well, actually I did just. We almost made it through summer and the weather will be very pleasant very soon, hopefully. In Germany we say there is no bad weather, there is just wrong clothing. Well, fair enough, the summer there doesn't get nearly as brutal as it gets here, but I like the mindset, and I think with some little tricks and tweaks you can still enjoy the summer here a lot. Okay, I hope this was helpful. I know that at this point it's not really possible to travel to Korea, but I hope that the information in this video was still somewhat helpful. Maybe you wanna come here next year or in the future, or I guess if you live here you already know how to deal with the season. Yeah, also we are experiencing a lot of new corona cases here that are linked to a churchy sect, churchy cult, whatever you wanna call it. Anyway, I probably won't be able to film outside anytime soon, and there even might be a lockdown. So if there is any topic that you would like me to talk about in this like sit-down style kind of video, then please let me know. I would appreciate that a lot. Thanks a lot for watching, and stay healthy, stay cool, and see you next time.